Hello, everyone. Aurora here, or some of you guys may call me Dr. Lucas. But yeah, I wanted to come on here. I saw that there were more views about my video titled What Going Home to the Philippines Means for Me. And I wanted to do a part two because it's such an important topic, especially if you are Filipino American or a part of the diaspora. I know that there's Filipinos in London, in Australia, and all these other countries. And I wanted to emphasize the fact that there are so many foreigners that enjoy our islands. I'm going to repeat that. There are so many foreigners that enjoy our islands. And there are also so many Filipinos abroad that no longer go home, or they still live in this trauma that they left. For example, some of the family that I know that live in a different state, they've embodied this American identity and so have their kids. And I know that the time they left the Philippines, that they were probably on survival mode. They probably drank the Kool-Aid and believed that, that America was going to give them everything. In which, yes, the country has done a lot for us, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go home and just get rid of your whole identity. And that process is called assimilation, right? It was picking up the ways in which, the American mindset was. And I also went through assimilation when I was a child, and I was so ashamed of my accent. But it took me a long time to go back. And there's also a lot of other reasons, like having such a big family. Sometimes I know that there's conflict or dysfunction. But if you have found this video, you're probably a Filipino in the diaspora looking for answers. Because I don't think the family that wouldn't go home to the Philippines would watch this video anyways. But hopefully, if you are watching this, if you are part of the Filipino diaspora, or if you're an immigrant from somewhere else and you have the means to go home, I urge you to pause and think of the reason why you're feeling homesick, and know that you have the right to go home, to navigate that country on your own and see it through your own renewed lens. Because for you to have left your own country means you had to gather up strength and you had to transform your own identity to survive as a new person in this entirely different country. Imagine how incredible of a baddie you are after having survived, after having to, go through school, go through work, learn a new language, form a new identity, because you were not the same person as you were back home, right? But going back home for me as a part of the Filipino diaspora and as like a Filipino American, I usually said I was just Filipino. It was so healing to eat the native foods, to speak the language, and just to be so respected. I have always felt less than when I moved to the United States, because I always had to learn how to assimilate, like, even change the way I speak. I knew that in order to be respected in the society, the American society, that I had to learn to change the way that I spoke. For example, if I had an accent, my peers would bully me and say that I had a Filipino accent. We have a term called fresh off the boat, which is a fob, and people will like smirk or think you're less intelligent if you speak like a fob. And that was just how it was back then. I graduated high school in 2011. Or I don't know, there's just so many things I've had to survive as like an immigrant in the United States. And while I'm grateful for like the challenges, I think that being able to just exist in the Philippines, just how I am, and to be accepted and to be welcomed even by strangers. And the other part that I will repeat again is that so many foreigners are enjoying the Philippines. Like they're having the time of their life. They're surfing, their kids are playing there, and they're eating the fruits and enjoying the food. And in my head, I'm like, wait, Filipinos should be doing it too. And sometimes there's no choice, but a lot of us do have choices, right? And I think that if you have the means, go home and see the country for what it is. Like, please don't just stay in where you're from or where your parents are from, because that's an entirely different experience. Also be a tourist in the country, right? I think that's such a different elevation of frequency. Not saying that all travelers are good, but like if you stay in like the bubble of just like your hometown, which is very loving, but if you just stay in the bubble of your hometown or where your parents came from, it will teach you some things, but it will also, venturing out of it on your own will also give you the opportunity to expand and create meaning of the country on your own way, in a way that maybe your parents weren't able to explore the country in that way. I know my grandfather explored the islands and was so loyal to the Philippines. He's the one who never moved to the Philippines. This is my paternal grandfather. And he was, very proud to be in the Philippines, that he just stayed there, forever. But my own parents, like for example, my dad will go home to his hometown and stay with family and friends, or my grandpa's house, our family home, and never really venture out. I realize that I'm a part of the next generation that has complete freedom to be able to venture out and experience it in maybe a different way that my lineage hasn't been able to. So, I urge you, I am at 7 minutes in this video. Hopefully soon I can start making videos up to 10 minutes, but if you are a Filipino American or Filipino diaspora, please go home and explore the country, because there's so much waiting for you there. And yeah, it's just a different frequency, different vibe.